Hello everyone, welcome back Phoenixes to another episode of Free Create Fridays. Daniela here as always, founder of ReDesign, your life, your creative transformational catalyst, your secret weapon. If this is the first week you are joining us, super welcome. This is your time, your how-tos, your DIYs, and all kinds of creative medium, your place to find a little bit of everything to show you just how easy it is to incorporate creativity into your life in all kinds of ways. It doesn't just have to be artistic. It can be DIY, it can be craft, it can be how-to, all across the board. So this week we are starting on a brand new project from last week. We finished off our upcycling, recycling of our clothes, our first annual ever for ReDesign Your Life online group of doing upcycling clothes projects. Those were fabulous, and I was so stoked to see all of the stuff that everyone posted. Loved it. Loved all the feedback I got from that. So happy you were happy with it. So this week, as I promised, we are going to start working on steps towards wand making. Now, there are a million different ways to make wands. There are a million different ways to do everything, but we are going to be starting with wire wrapping. It's going to be an essential technique that you will need to know if you are going to be playing with us when we go live in the Facebook group. So I'm going to show you the techniques that you will need to know to be playing with us with your wands. That sounds terrible. To be making wands with us next week. Next week, coming to you live, Free Create Fridays. We will make sure we'll be posting all about that in the group. So let's get started. We're going to have our little stretchy time as always, and we are going to dive right into this. Hopefully it'll be a little bit shorter of a video than the previous ones so that we can get you all ready to go. All right, Phoenixes, here we are for our stretch time. We've come a little bit closer this week because we are going to primarily focus on our wrists and fingers. Now, that's something that gets neglected a whole awful lot in our body is our ankles, our toes, wrists, and fingers. And we use them all the time, as you know, and we never give them any love and attention. But they can be massive tools for whatever we need them to do. They can hold us up, they can do very delicate things, and we need to treat our bodies better. So, after our prerequisite fall forward here, we are going to work on our wrists and our fingers. Coming to you in garden realness today as I've got my gardening outfit on. It's finally been some decent weather. Just want to hang here, let everything hang loose. You can rock your knees back and forth, get a little itty bitty loose. You don't want to bounce, but it's enough to loosen her up. And a nice slow roll back. Up. There we are, nice and easy. A little something to get the blood flowing as always. If you've been sitting down a lot today, which many of us do, we're just going back behind here, reaching back here. Just getting started there feels good. So this week we are going to be focusing on our handwork. This is a lot of intricate handwork, as you can imagine, with the pliers. So you want to make sure you give your hands a little bit of a stretchy. We'll start here. You're just going to start here. You don't want to overbow. That might hurt. But you see how far you can sink your wrists. There's not a contest, but it does give you an idea of your flexibility level and what you can work up to and what you can work towards. Some people can go much farther than this. As far as I can go. Alright, release. And we're going to come the other direction. Just a light press together. You don't want to actually jam your wrists. but you do want to use your body as resistance. So run in circles. In the other direction. This is great for people who work on a computer a lot as well, spending a lot of time typing. We get our wrists all jacked up and kind of weird, you know. And they say they have those ergonomic pads and things, and you know, if you've worked long enough, you know that they don't really work that well. So the best thing for it is to actually stretch your hands out. So you're going to be reaching, you are stretching your fingers. You can feel the muscle tension there, reaching out with your fingers. You want to keep them as tense as possible the entire time. We're going to start with the thumbs. And you are engaging all the muscles. So you're basically, abrasizing your fingers. Stretch them out. Backwards and forwards. Feels better already. Just a little stretchy poo on the hands so we can get in there with those little pliers and things, and we won't wear our hands out working on our beautiful jewelry this week. So we're gonna get started. Let me grab all of my supplies, show you what I've got to work with, show you what you need to work with, and let's have at it. Can't wait, so excited. We're gonna get started as always by going through our supplies here. We've got all kinds of things to play with today. Here is some copper wire, 20 gauge, which is a little bit thicker than this other wire I have here, which is a smaller gauge. I've got different packs of stones here, different strings, got crystals, beaded. We've got some amethyst here with holes already drilled in it. Just fabulous. You want to see that hole there? You just want to get an idea for how big the hole is. We've got some beads here in a nice economy pack. Got some pretty things in there and some glass ones here. Now you are also going to need these. These are all kinds of jewelry making tools. Got some snips here, wire snips. Here are our needle nose pliers. See those a little bit up close just so you can see what the tips look like. Here are our round tip pliers, which are different, and you use them for making loops, and our spirals. You can see how they are actually rounded all the way around. There we go, camera focus. And our bent nose pliers. Also very, very useful. Here I've got a dowel, which is actually just an old paintbrush, but you can use it to make rings, things like that. If you want to wrap anything around it, your spirals, get those started. Good for all kinds of things here. So here I'm showing you the difference in the gauges. The one on the right here is the 20 gauge, and the one on the left is the smaller. Generally, the rule of thumb is the larger the number, the smaller the diameter of the wire. So the higher the number, the smaller around it will be. And now we're just going to work through. First, I'm going to show you how to make your own circlet for a pendant. And we're just going to take two wires here, wrap them around one another. Oh, there's the kitty. And then we are simply going to take the ends of these wires and wrap them around through over and over and over again until we have a finished circlet. Very simple, just a little time consuming. You can also buy pre-made circles and wrap the wire around them. You can use a keychain link. Anything you would like that's round, you can get resourceful on this. So you can see here, if my camera will focus, Then I'm just wrapping the wires around, and here we are all wrapped around, and I've got the ends of the tails right here, and we are going to use those to make the loop so that we can thread our pendant onto a actual necklace chain. It's just a simple manipulation of the wire. Make the loop here, and then you're going to use the other tail to wrap around and secure the end. Ooh, bumped the camera. Wrap this tail around here a little bit more. I'm going to twist them together, and that helps secure it. And there you have a completed circlet that you can now put all kinds of things in, like a stone. You can put stones in like this, wrap those in like that. Those in there. I think I'm going to make a tree pendant out of this later, and I will show you that when it is finished. I absolutely love these stones here. And you can decide what wire you'd like to use with your stones, also purely based on visual aesthetic. So we're going to cut 3 wires here, because I'm going to show you the first technique, which is going to be a braiding technique. So we got 3 wires here. Make them all the same length there at the end. Wrap them over, make a little loop, and twist it at the end. Much like we did for the circular pendant. There we go. Nice little loopy there. And so we're just going to take these ends here and braid them just exactly like you would hair. I'm going to do this a little loosely so that there are some spaces in between where you can stick the edges of the stone. And you just work your way down until you've got enough to wrap around the outside of the stone here. So you can see, you just check yourself very easily, see how much more you need to make. Got a little bit ways to go. Very simple, just your classic braiding. This is a really pretty but simple way to encase some of your stones that don't have pre-drill holes. You can see I've made it a little long. I'm just trying to find a nice hole to stick the bottom edge into here. I'm going to spread those wires apart and stick those sharp edges into them so that it helps hold our stone. As you can see, just like this. Now that you got your stone all wrapped up, we're just going to wrap these around the top here a few times for security. You want to take all of your wire in your needle nose pliers and twist it so that it makes the entire thing tight, and that is what helps encapsulate the stone. So we're going to use these tails here and do a couple of different other techniques that I will show you that you can use. I'm just going to thread these through and around. Take them and twist them together. And this is a very, very traditional way to enclose your stone. It's the way most people see it. It's a very classic way you'll see it done with the twists. And we're just going to keep working our way around and around. Working in twists here and there. Ooh, almost lost the camera. So I'm going to cut these ends off here and leave a little bit because now I'm going to show you how to do a spiral. Just going to get this finagled and set up here where I would like it to sit. I'm going to start with the end and get your round tip pliers out. Start with the very end of the wire and start curling it in. As you can see there. And then just keep working your spiral. And now you may need your needle nose pliers for this because you want to keep it nice and flat. And that's as easy as it is. You can just continue on making spirals, making wraps and weaves, do all kinds of these things to enclose any of your stones. Here we are at the end phoenixes with our 2 examples of our several different techniques. Very simple techniques that you will be able to use when working on your wands next week. So excited to be bringing this to you live. I can't wait. I want to be able to get back to the point where we can all go video conference and work on these projects live together. So it's literally like we all got together at somebody's house and are doing these fun projects with each other, because that's the way I like to run my group sessions. I like to work with everybody so that we can all feed off of one another. I love getting to bounce ideas. I love seeing one another, bouncing ideas off of each other. It absolutely brings 100% all the joy to my heart to see that collaboration. So I want to get to that point with every one of you here in the group so that we can all get together on live video, in live chat, so that we can work on projects like this and sit there and actually have that kind of community. Because that's really what I would like to start building here, is that kind of community where we have an online get-together, an online sisterhood. So, simple techniques that we worked with this week. Can't wait to bring them up to speed with the wands. Next week, we're gonna have a blast. So if you have made any of the little projects with us this week, please post them up. You know I love to see them. I love to see you guys growing and trying out new things, because when you try new things, you make new neurons in your brain. All kinds of wonderful things happen. You can actually change the way you perceive your life just by changing the things that you do, by teaching yourself something new. And that's really kind of what Free Create Fridays is here for. So, post all your stuff. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to work with you next week. And we're going to be bringing you a couple more tips, bips here and there, along with the ones from earlier this week about how you can get ready for our live wand making. So post everything. Can't wait to see it. I will see you in the group. Much love, Daniela of ReDesign Your Life.